So this is part 2 of God is light. So again, God is light. It is the core of the light. In the atom that's in everything, in you and everything else that's alive on this planet, which is everything. And this is actually how everything is alive. There is an electron. Inside of that electron is a lot of light. That light is called the cosmic light, or the electronic light. That is one of the places that God resides there. So no negativity can come in that area whatsoever. None. That electron, it slows down when your body has a lot of negativity. Your thoughts are negative, your feelings are negative, your frequency is negative. It slows down and moves at a slow pace, or vibrates at a slow pace. When the frequency speeds up, that means your thoughts are on positive. Your thoughts are on positive. You're focused on positive. You're thinking positive. And the more you focus on that positive, the more it will speed up to remove all negativity from your body. You don't have to tell it to do this. It knows to do this. So I'm just, if you had an example, if you had a picture of God and you looked at that picture all the time, it's going to speed up those electrons. And it'll speed it up so fast until, again, it'll throw all the negativity off your body. This actually happened to me. And at the time, I didn't know what was going on because nobody had ever taught me that before. So I had a picture that I used to look at, and I thought, I'm just going to stare at that picture for 1 hour 3 times a day. And I did that. On the 4th day, I can't even explain to you. It's like my body started vibrating so fast. And it was like it was pouring off all negativity in my body. Now, if I had known what was going on, I would have continued doing that and just wiped out all negativity in my body. But I didn't know what was going on. And I was a little apprehensive because I'm telling you, I can't even describe. It's like my body started vibrating fast. And I didn't know why. The whole body was speeding up, just, vibrating. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I had to steel myself, go into the recessions of myself to ask my mighty I am exactly that, what was going on. And the answer that I got was what I'm just telling you. And then after it told me that, I could hear it tell me that very clearly. Then it led me to, because I always wanted to lead me to the written word, and it led me to this spiritual document that had been produced back in the 1800s, where this man was teaching about spirituality at that time, and it stated that the same exact thing was in there. So because I didn't do it, and I went, I stopped looking at the picture and went back to, normal way, not even looking at the picture, it started the speeding dissipated. And I thought, oh my God, I'm really on to something. I think this is why I'm telling you, because there's a way to change your life and get it out of all negativity. But again, when these things happen and you know nothing about it, you either be fearful or you don't know what's going on. So you just stop. I mean, I'm telling you, can you imagine your body just shaking? My body was shaking. When I say vibrate, literally shaking, 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 fast, faster, faster. And I just didn't know what was going on. Now I understand it fully. So now I would do it and then keep doing it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't stop. But then I didn't know. So I stopped. So after a time, I began to understand that if you had positive thoughts that you focused on all day, or you had or a picture or anything positive that you looked at every day, it will cause the electronic cells to speed up. When you have the negative in your mind, thinking it, looking at it, thoughts, it pulls it decreases it. Isn't that something? These are things that we should learn in church, because the church is the one that gives us our spiritual food. But instead of them teaching us that, they're too busy asking for money all the time. So when they're asking for money all the time, they're not teaching us. Or could it be because they don't know themselves, because they're too busy asking for money, they didn't try to find out themselves. They didn't try to learn this knowledge themselves. I'm not a unique person that the knowledge just, comes to certain people. The knowledge is available for everybody if you seek it. If you seek it, it's available for everybody. So I've come into a lot of information that I actually had to sit down and, put it all together, make it make sense, because I never was taught these things before. So in your body, it is called the electronic light, and no evil can come near it. So all of the evil that you're thinking, feeling, whatever, it can't come in the inside of your electrons. It's going to stay on the outside of your electrons, around the atom and all that area. It's not going to go into the electrons. Okay? So that's the way that electrons automatically work. They just, like I said, when you think negative, it's going to decrease the frequency, and when you think positive things, it's going to increase the vibration frequency up. Okay? So now this electron is in everything. It's in everything that has life, and this is why everything has life, really, because of this electron. Without this electron, it would just be an animated object. But you may say, what are you talking about? My dresser isn't inanimate. That's what you would say. No, your dresser is alive. You may think that it's not alive, because that's what we've been taught, that all inanimated things are not alive. But that's not true. Everything on this earth is alive. Why? Because it has energy in it, and energy is life. Because it has that electron in it, which is, what did I say? The cosmic light, which is energy. And it is life. So everything on this earth has life. This has been a big debate in science community for a long time. I think they finally came out to say that, everything was life when you break it down to the smaller molecule. That everything is life. So this is how we're one. Because that electron is in everything. Everything. Animated and what you call inanimated. It's in everything. So when you take a piece of paper and you ball it up, you're balling it up because you think it has no life. It don't know what you're doing anyway, but it does. It has consciousness. It does. I want to say, well, I'm just going to keep it at, because I don't know how to really explain it to you that it has consciousness. So I'm going to say it has life, which is pretty much the same thing. You know what I mean? It's aware. It has an awareness. Why does it have an awareness? Because of the light that's in it, that electronic light. Well, why does the electronic light give it life? Because that electronic light is God. God is the intelligence inside of the light. Now, I think we've thought maybe for a long time that we had a lot of God in us. You know, it was just packed with God. But that's not true. It's only a small portion of God in us, but enough that we are powerful beings. And we don't realize that we're powerful beings. Why? Because it's hidden. It's hidden inside of us. And it is your job to find it. It is your job to what? Find it. That's what you're here for. To find your true divinity. That's what you're here for. When you find your true divinity, you learn who you really, really are. I could tell you all day long who you really are, but you're not going to believe me. So, that's why you have to find out on your own. If I was to say everybody that comes to this earth have a task, your main task is to find out who you are. And the other ones are to balance your karmas. Because you're the one created these karmas, which are lessons. And so you're the one that needs to balance them. When you balance the karmas, or let me say this, when you balance 51% of the karmas, you are ready to reunite with your God self. You're off the wheel of reincarnation, and you don't have to come back to this earth because your karmas is fulfilled, which means your tie to this earth is complete. You're released from the wheel of karma. If you wanted to come back to this earth, you know, you could come back to help people and stuff like that. But you don't have to come back because you're done here. You can only be done if you complete 51% of your karmas. So usually that last life, or the life right, maybe the one from the last life, you have a lot of complications because you're trying to consume the remaining 51% of your karmas. And there's evil going on around you that don't want you to do that. So now we're going to talk about that in another video. But just know that that light is in, through you, and all around you. And that light is the power of God. Thank you for tuning in to The Patricia Show.